Notice. Wow, she's on another level. Her passion and skills will make you revel. Go to the top level with her. Wow, notice. Wow, her words can miss.
Hey loves, it's your girl NoticeRoMUA and welcome back to my channel. Of course, if this is your first time here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Of course, today by the title, we are talking about something very serious. Today is my 1-year hysterectomy. I had a hysterectomy on this day last year. It was definitely a life-changing decision. It was definitely a process, and I don't know, like I was torn in between posting this video and actually talking about it. I was supposed to do a 6-month post-op, but mentally I was not there. Here we are a year later, and I can't say mentally I'm fully there, but I do want to share some information that I have. I do want to share my experience because I believe God don't take us through things for us to hold it. Like, we were all given a reason and purpose, and I'm definitely sure that God took me through this for a testimony. So I figured I'll share this with you guys. So just to kind of like give you guys a back end story of me, I am 36 years old. I have no kids, and yeah. At the age of 22, I started having a lot of issues with my reproductive system. One being I had a cyst that ruptured that actually damaged one of my fallopian tubes. My right fallopian tube would lead me to a emergency surgery, which left me with one fallopian tube. So over the years, I had a history of very bad and painful cycles. I had a history of bad hormonal issues, like I would get facial hair, or I would just break out all over my face, and it would just be so traumatic. It was like the worst thing ever. So most people recognize that as polycystic ovarian syndrome. And it just takes your body through a lot hormonally, and you know, some women can conceive with polycystic ovarian syndrome and some women cannot. So over the years, I had developed fibroids. The doctor had told me that my uterus was full of fibroids. Now, I always tell people to make sure you get more than one opinion. I've seen 3 different doctors, and they all had 3 different things to say. One doctor was like, oh, I'm not bothering them if they're not bothering me. The other doctor just she kind of drug her foot with the process, and I'm actually still waiting for them to give me a call back today. My surgery date. You know, when I did say I wanted to have a myomectomy is a surgery that's done to remove the fibroids. It was like, oh, okay, we're going to give you a call back and we're going to schedule your appointment. Here we are a whole year later, and I still have not heard back from them. But by the grace of God, I had a client that brought her daughter, was one of my good clients, one of her cousins, and she brought her daughter for senior pictures, and we were talking randomly, and I think I was probably on my menstrual, and I was having like a really bad time, and I was like feeling real sick, and she was like, oh my gosh, she was like, I just had my fibroids removed by this doctor. She was really amazing. And I was like, oh my goodness, can you please share with me her information? And she did. She gave me her information, which was definitely a blessing for me. I actually made my appointment that Monday because, of course, it was a Saturday when I had my client, and the doctor scheduled me immediately. So when she scheduled me, we did a consultation, and she actually asked me about my history. She asked me a lot of deep and personal questions, you know, as to what led me to her office that day. So we went ahead and we scheduled the myomectomy, which was supposed to be the removal of the fibroids. she did this scheduling was like all in a month time frame. Like it was so quick that I had very low iron due to my heavy cycles. I was severely anemic. I had to undergo 3 iron fusions. They're called iron fusions, where they actually give you an IV and they input the iron into your body to boost my iron levels in my blood. And my surgery was scheduled for February 18th, and when I say they got those 3 fusions scheduled in the first time span of January, they got it done. And I was actually ready for surgery on the 18th. Now, I'm actually going to provide a few videos and pictures of the surgery day. I did capture that. And so you guys can just see. The surgery took place at Innovative GYN. The surgical center was amazing. It was so clean, so beautiful, and so comfortable.
I guess so. So I can say goodbye to my fibroids.
So the antibiotics, they're going to send them to that pharmacy.
Okay.
They're going to be 2 and 3 times a day. They're only for 3 days, and they start tomorrow.
Okay.
So the antibiotics start tomorrow. The ibuprofen will start later today, as well as the Tylenol number 3.
Okay. Whew. Did y'all pray for me? Okay.
You want to pray right now?
I already prayed. You guys can pray. You're supposed to pray on your own.
You can pray again.
I pray.
You go back with us? Yep.
I'll go back.
Hugs and kisses, because we're going back.
No, they're going to stay here with me.
Oh,
I need to finish discharge instructions.
but she's going with us.
Yeah.
She's
So they
going
can
with
hug
you.
and kiss her.
Okay, they can do that.
Okay.
Bye.
It'll feel like that to you.
So this was after surgery, and this was in the recovery room. I had to actually eat something because they had gave me pain meds, and I was just coming off of the anesthesia. As you guys see, I was out of it. Bae kept asking me all types of questions. I didn't know what was going on. I was so over it. But also I had like a burning sensation in my stomach, and I think that's just from the surgery that had just happened. Since this was a laparoscopic procedure, I went right home immediately after my surgery.
Warning!
This is a photo of everything that was removed from my hysterectomy. My doctor said that I had over 6 pounds of fibroids. She basically said I had delivered a baby. That's how big these things were. I was so out of it that day that I can't even remember like what actually happened. But on February 18th, I remember being in a room with the doctor, and she was like, "Are you ready?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready." Now, remind you, I was only supposed to have a myomectomy. And she was like, "Well, after looking at your reports and your medical history," she was like, "I do have a big concern with your surgery today." So I'm like, okay. Like, we're here. Like, I didn't schedule short-term disability and everything, so I need you to do what you're supposed to do. So, just going over my history, and she was just asking me questions. And I was like, "Well, you know what, doctor?" I was like, "I'm 35. And I don't see the situation getting any better." I said, "I need you to be realistic with me. I need you to be brutally honest." I said, "What are the chances of me conceiving?" And she was like, "You only have 1 fallopian tube. Your biggest fibroids are, I think it was like 7 of them. And they range from the size of 7 centimeters to 15. And remind you, these are all in the uterus." So she was like, "By the time I take your 1 fallopian tube," she was like, "once I go through to remove these fibroids, it will cause severe damage and it will cause trauma." She was like, "And I'm gonna be honest," she was like, "your recovery could be very painful." And I was just like, okay. So she was like, "If I go in and it's a little bit more difficult as expected, then I will close you up and we will have to reschedule. So I was like, look, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sign for the hysterectomy now. I was like, I just want to get this done. I really didn't see it getting any better. So I just ended up signing for a partial hysterectomy. A partial hysterectomy is when they remove your uterus and the fallopian tubes. They actually leave the ovaries, so I do still produce eggs. And of course, if me and my fiance would like to have a child one day, we could use my eggs or we could use her eggs. So that was definitely like a good upside about it. I just can't, have the whole pregnancy experience and like taking the maternity pictures and all that stuff. Like, it's hard, and but I'm so surrounded by so many, people that are full of love. And it was so crazy because that year, so many people that was close to me ended up getting pregnant. And even though like the pandemic hit right after, I will say that the recovery and the healing was not difficult at all. Mentally, it was a lot to process. And I'm just being completely honest. Like, some days I'm like, girl, I ain't having no kids. I ain't got no period. And then some days I would be like, I miss my period. Or like, I want to have a baby. But I never was one of those girls that was like, oh my God, I can't wait to get pregnant. Da, da, da. You know how most, But I just wasn't that girl. So just a few things that I would like to share about my recovery. The first day that I came home, I did get very sick from the anesthesia. So my procedure was laparoscopic. I hope I'm saying that right. And they made 3 small incisions, 1 in the belly and then 2 in the bikini area. So the healing process for that, it was pretty good. The pain, when I came home, I did not have my pain meds, and they had said to, make sure we got them filled. I think when we were leaving the facility, it was a bit late, and I think CVS was just closing, so we were not able to get my meds. And I had to go through the first night with no pain medicine. First of all, when I got home, the drive home, the surgery was all the way in Silver Spring. No, it was past Silver Spring. So I think it was like a 30-minute ride. And my sister was hitting all the bumps. And I was like, oh my God, this is just so painful. So finally they got me out the car and they got me in the house because my sister, I actually stayed with my sister during my recovery. And she actually helped me. Because she actually had a hysterectomy before. So I will say that our family has had a history of hysterectomy. So my mom had it and my 2 sisters had it. But of course they have kids. So yeah. When I got home, I was sick from the anesthesia. And I just remember throwing up on everybody. Like, I think I was like, I have to go to the bathroom, and everyone was like trying to help me get up because, of course, once you have something done to the abdomen area and it's been cut, it's really, really sore. So I needed help getting up, and I never made it to the bathroom. I threw up on everyone. I threw up on my sister. I threw up on my fiance, and they had to clean me up. They had just got me in like clean night clothes, and it was like, oh my God, it was so disgusting. But the first night, my sister made sure that she did give me Tylenol and she gave me ibuprofen, which did help with the pain. Early that morning, they were able to get my medicine. So the next day was a breeze. She was on top of my pain medicines. Like, she didn't even give me a chance to be like, ooh, I'm sore. Personally, I feel like she overdrugged me, but we're not going to get into that. As long as I just was not feeling that pain. And the pain was basically like menstrual cramps. Just a little, like I'll say 2 times intense. So I can't say it was like contractions because I never had a baby. So I don't know what that feels like. So a few things I experienced after my surgery during the recovery. I was probably down for about a week, and then after that I was up. I was dancing, I was playing with my great nephew, and I actually went to a concert for my birthday, and they were just like, oh my God, don't do too much. And I was just in there living my best life, okay? And thank God that I did, because the pandemic hit the week of my birthday. Like, we had that weekend, and then that Monday, they was like, shut everything down. So, I did have a heating pad for those days that I did experience some pain. And yeah, that was it. I think in my belly area, I did develop some numbness. It's actually still numb in the bikini cut area. They say that happens after a major surgery like that because of the layers of skin that they have to cut through. But it's been kind of up and down. I will say, oh my God, I deal with hot flashes. The hot flashes make me feel like my body is like on fire. That's the only thing that I hate, because I sweat in my hair, and then once those flashes come on, it's hard to get settled and get them back down. So it's just like, this is just terrible. Hormonal, my hormones have been like all over the place at times, and yeah, it's just been a journey. It hasn't been real drastic, or just the decision was definitely life-changing. The healing process have been a breeze. I'm currently I will say that I gained a lot of weight. Now, I ain't gonna blame it on the surgery. It could have been like surgery, post-surgery, and pandemic, like but I am working on getting rid of the extra pounds that I have gained. So that has been a process. I noticed that my body does feel different when I'm doing like core work. It like hurts and it pains some, but it could be just because I ain't done nothing in like 3 years or 2 years. So yeah, but if you are a woman and you are going through this, I just want to encourage you to definitely do your research. Try, if you catch your fibroids or any other reproductive issues, definitely try to catch them in advance. If you have like heavy bleeding, bad cramping, getting sick, constant headaches, pain in the abdomen area, definitely go see your gynecologist and get some sonograms done, and just kind of stay on top of it. The sooner you catch it, the better it is. I will say that I wish I had reacted a bit sooner. And once I did react, I did try the holistic route. I did go vegan. I did, try like the V-steams and all that kind of stuff, the Yanni pearls and all that stuff. And it just didn't do anything for me. So I encourage you to take this information. Don't base your decision off of my experience. Make sure you do your research. Make sure you talk to a number of doctors. Do your research on a doctor. See what their percentage rate is, what they specialize in, and yeah. I'm so glad that you came and you tuned into this video. This was a lot. And I'm proud of myself, because I just made every excuse in the book not to record this video. So thank you so much for tuning in. Again, if this is your first time here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, let's get personal. I want you to leave me a comment in the comment section and just let me know about your experiences or what you've been dealing with. And let's get to know each other a bit, okay? So until next time, high energy and high vibrations. Have an awesome week, and I'll see you guys next time.